The paradox we are about to explore is called the dictionary paradox. Imagine opening a book where every word tries to explain another, yet each explanation only leads you deeper into a maze of words. This endless circle challenges the trust we place in language, our closest ally in thought and understanding. Like a labyrinth of mirrors reflecting definitions back and forth, the paradox asks us to pause and wonder, where does meaning begin when every word depends on another to make sense? It is a gentle reminder that beneath the surface of language lies a quiet uncertainty, inviting us to look beyond words and search for something more subtle, more ephemeral, a ground where meaning might truly rest. At first glance, dictionaries appear as serene vessels of clarity, offering order amid the chaos of language. Yet, beneath their calm pages stirs a restless dance of words, endlessly defining each other without a final anchor. This cyclical nature whispers of a delicate tension between knowing and not knowing, capturing the essence of a puzzle concealed in plain sight. It reveals how language, though our scaffolding for thought, can also be a hall of echoes where meanings shimmer just out of reach. Within this silent interplay, the dictionary paradox unfolds, inviting us to reflect on the fragile web of understanding suspended between words that both illuminate and obscure the truth they seek to hold. Hannah sits alone at her desk, the candle flickering softly beside her scattered notes. She is a student, determined yet quietly fragile, wrestling with a word that feels like a shadow, ephemeral. Opening her worn dictionary, she reads its definition, lasting for a very short time. The answer seems simple, but her mind lingers, caught not in the word itself, but in the words that surround it. As she turns the page again and again, she traces the threads of each definition, puzzling over the meaning behind lasting, then period, then length of time. In this quiet, suspended moment, Hannah is both seeker and prisoner, circling through words in a search for a door that might lead beyond the book. The hours deepen around Hannah, the lamplight softening the edges of the room. Her brow furrows with growing unease as she finds herself drifting further into the web of definitions. Each word she grasps dissolves into another, like smoke slipping through careful fingers. Her heart beats to the rhythm of uncertainty, the dictionary's pages a maze where familiar terms become strangers. Hannah feels the solitude, not just of the room, but of a mind entangled in words that promise understanding, yet deliver only more questions. This intimate struggle reveals a quiet truth about learning. Sometimes, the clearer the search for meaning, the thicker the fog that gathers around it. As minutes turn into an elusive measure of time, Hannah's pursuit morphs into a silent reverie of circularity. With each new lookup, the dictionary becomes a hall of mirrors reflecting definitions endlessly back to her. The paradox tightens its grip. Clarity recedes like a distant shore. She senses the words weaving a subtle snare, proving both presence and absence in their whispered promises. The more she seeks an origin, the more meanings seem to orbit rather than anchor. In this gentle imprisonment, the dictionary paradox reveals itself not as a flaw, but a profound feature. Language as a system that defines itself through itself, a dance where beginnings and ends merge indistinctly into one another. Hannah's quiet frustration entwines with a growing awareness. Language, her trusted companion, now reveals its enigmatic nature. Meanings arise not from isolated words, but from the network they inhabit. The dictionary, she realizes, is less a fountain of certainty and more a map of interwoven concepts, a landscape where each term points to another, as if saying, meaning lives here, but only with company. This revelation does not dissolve her questions, but softens their edges, inviting Hannah to accept a new understanding, that words gain life through their relationships and usage, not from solitary definitions stamped in ink. In the flickering candlelight, Hannah contemplates the limit of definitions, realizing that some concepts elude capture no matter how fervently she traces their lines. Abstract words like freedom, truth, or ephemeral resist neat containment. She understands the dictionary's pages record echoes of meaning, not meaning itself. It is like chasing shadows cast by flickering flames, visible yet intangible, familiar yet ever slipping from full grasp. This tension between knowing and unknowing, naming and experiencing, crystallizes in Hannah's mind as she senses that meaning is less a destination mapped by words and more a feeling born from lived moments beyond the page. A shift unfolds quietly. Hannah flips through the dictionary no longer as a captive to its cycle, but as an observer of its design. She sees the paradox reflecting the deeper way knowledge grows, through layers that rest on one another without absolute foundations. Just as a building leans on its beams, so does meaning lean on experience, context, and use. In this lucid moment, she understands that the dictionary's endless loop is both a limit and a grace, a reminder that language is a living, breathing web, connected to the world by individual knowing and shared history, rather than a solitary lighthouse shining in unambiguous truth.
As dawn approaches, Hannah closes the dictionary softly, the book no longer a trap but a symbol of the delicate balance between definition and mystery. She embraces the paradox's quiet invitation to dwell in uncertainty without rushing to resolve it. Here, the weight of words lightens, their purpose revealed as tools to guide, not chains to bind. Hannah feels a gentle peace arising from trusting that meaning, like a candle's glow, flickers brightest when shared with experience and reflection. In this suspended moment, a question reaches beyond the dictionary's pages, lingering in the silent spaces of her mind.
So as you lie here now, gently closing your own book of thoughts, ask yourself, if every word is defined by other words, then where does meaning truly live? In the page, or quietly within you? Does understanding begin with the dictionary's order, or is it found in the spaces where words fall away, in the pauses between definitions, where silence and experience quietly breathe? The dictionary paradox leaves us with this tender challenge, to recognize that meaning is not only written, but also felt, carried softly in the heart's limitless lexicon.